So let's talk about something else that I want to talk about, Laura.
All right.
On Monday Night Raw, Damien Priest once again attempted to cash in his Money in the Bank contract. And once again, he failed to do so. And I don't have an issue with teasing cash-ins. Mm-hmm. I think that's part of the fun of having that gimmick in professional wrestling is that it's something, it shouldn't just go right every time. Where I have a problem with Money in the Bank cash-ins and where I have a problem with WWE and the booking of Damien Priest is I don't like, and this happened with Austin Theory, it feels like to me when somebody gets the Money in the Bank briefcase, they immediately become an idiot. It immediately just devalues the intelligence of that wrestler. So Damien Priest comes out to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he gets knocked over, knocked to the side, and that match with Seth Rollins continues. Seth Rollins wins, but why can't you get back up and do it again?
That's exactly what I thought.
What limits you from trying to cash in 3 times in one night? You know, and you have Judgment Day, which is this group which has 5 people in it.
Yeah.
Who could immediately surround a beat down Seth Rollins, and they, you know, obviously they could overwhelm him and Damien Priest could cash in and become the champion. And it's like anytime somebody wins this briefcase, they immediately become incompetent. And so the thing that I ask is, at this point, is the Money in the Bank briefcase become more of a hindrance to win than a benefit? Look at some of the last, look at the last 2. Look at Austin Theory and look at Damien Priest. And you tell me, in what way has the Money in the Bank briefcase elevated those 2 wrestlers at all?
True.
Because with Damien Priest, they've essentially booked himself into a corner. With CM Punk coming back, we all assume that WrestleMania 40 is going to be CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Does Damien Priest cash in there? I don't know. I like the idea of CM Punk becoming champion. So I don't think I want Damien cashing in. I had a wild idea, Lauren.
Okay.
I had this wild idea that I thought maybe this works. Maybe this is the story you tell. You go into WrestleMania 40. It's Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. Okay?
Okay.
Hell of a match. Blows the roof off of night 1. Match ends. CM Punk wins the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk's having his moment. He's always wanted to main event. He's always wanted to stand there as the lights went off. He's holding up the title belt. Judgment Day's music hits. Okay? Mm-hmm. All of them come, surround the ring. They then get in the ring, and they stand around CM Punk. Damien Priest is on one side, Finn on the other, Dom on the other, JD, Rhea. Boom. Everybody turns at once and faces Damien Priest. Okay?
Yes.
They all attack Damien Priest.
Oh, they turn on Damien?
As he, let me back up. So Damien Priest cashes in.
Okay.
And this is about to happen. CM Punk is, in the ring, but they turn on Damien Priest. The Judgment Day turns on him, costing him the match. CM Punk wins once again. And we find out that CM Punk has been pulling the strings on Judgment Day the entire time.
Oh, that would be crazy.
CM Punk works best when he is leader of a faction. That is when CM Punk is at his absolute best. Talk about how he could elevate someone like Dominic Mysterio, even after he beat him up a couple times on these live events. It could all be part of the plan. How could he elevate Rhea Ripley? How could he do the initial plan for this group was Edge to kind of carry these guys to the top. Now Rhea's ascended to the top, but I think if you had CM Punk, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, Rhea Ripley, with CM Punk as your leader, at least for a couple of months, it would be fun. And it would give Damien Priest babyface status to then go against the Judgment Day, go against CM Punk, and eventually take the title off of CM Punk, because I think there's more value for Damien Priest in having to overcome the Judgment Day and CM Punk than there is in him cashing in with the Judgment Day.
Well, it gives him some credibility then, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I always kind of feel like he's just, I'm mad.
Well, they keep going. He's the leader of Judgment Day, and then he looks like a fucking nitwit because he can't he can't get anything right. Here's a question though: has Judgment Day lost its appeal?
I honestly think so, just a little bit. Like, I'm excited to see Rhea Ripley. That's about it. I've actually grown to love Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
But I don't love them as a group, and I don't like JD. I'm sorry.
They feel stale. But I think so. They're not liking JD. I think that's kind of what they want.
Yeah.
He's kind of the odd man out. And so I think that's that's where the comedy of R-Truth and JD McDonough come from.
But like Finn Balor, I went to see him as the Fiend.
No.
Not the Fiend.
The demon.
Oh, yes, the demon, sorry.
You want to see the demon.
Demon.
So that's my question is Judgment Day, I think at this point, I think they've run their course. I think you either got to kind of disband that group and let these people go be, or you need a stir. You need a mix-up. You need something to happen. And I think that ultimately CM Punk becoming the leader of like a dark faction would be very, very interesting.
It'd be different than anything.
I mean, even if it was like CM Punk and AJ Lee coming back and being leaders of the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And then it could lead to later on, if AJ Lee, I know she says she's not training for a comeback, but if you did Rhea Ripley versus AJ Lee and you did CM Punk versus Damien Priest all at SummerSlam, you've got another major event set up.
So I thought, could bring the Judgment Day back together?
No, not back together. CM Punk would be the leader of Judgment Day.
Okay.
So at that point, why would
Rhea fight?
Because by August, you would have the group splintering apart. You would have friction because Rhea Ripley was this dominant woman, and you would have AJ Lee getting all this attention. Oh, and so it would start to splinter from the inside. Maybe at some point, Rhea Ripley breaks off. Rhea Ripley and Dom break off, and they go with Damien. And you have CM Punk, AJ Lee, JD McDonough, and you have two different versions of the judge. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm spitballing here.
It could be interesting. I think I like it.
I think Judgment Day needs something. I think Damien Priest needs something. Because right now, for the way I look at it, I just think Damien Priest, out of everybody, has gotten the short end of the stick as far as booking. We came out of Backlash last year. He had a phenomenal performance against Bad Bunny. Mm-hmm. And we were told by all the dirt sheets that Damien Priest was in for a major push. And so at the same time that this was happening was the meteoric rise of LA Knight. Okay, this is all happening right around the same time. So we go into Money in the Bank, and you know me, I was diehard. I think LA Knight should win Money in the Bank. This is the time. This is when it should happen. And we got Damien Priest winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. And that's where I go back and I play retro booker on this, and I go, I think that was the wrong decision. I think LA Knight with the briefcase at this point in time would have been the more comfortable decision. He could have used the briefcase when he challenged Roman Reigns. He could have failed, however you want to do that. But right now, what you have is you have a Damien Priest holding a Money in the Bank briefcase with no realistic way to book him into a championship. And I think that's because you now have CM Punk versus Seth Rollins slated in for WrestleMania. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
I like it.
All right, last topic here for today.